How we going, guys? Lee here, driver of Savannahlander. Just thought we'd throw together a quick clip this week of this interesting thing that happened, and in my whole time of driving the train, I don't think I've come across anything as kind of strange. Anyway, we'd left Ainsley, and as we were coming back towards Mount Surprise, we came around a curve, little bridge at the bottom of there, and Will was driving. He spotted it a little up the track and sort of slowed down, pulled up. I looked up at the same time, and there she was, head of cattle. I guess I've been trying to cross the bridge. Her back legs had dropped in between two of the bridge timbers, and she was stuck. She was properly stuck. So there's no way you could drive the train over it. There's no way. Not only is that physically impossible, it's also really mean. So we left her there, but we thought we might try our best to get her out. Now we had to wander around her and we had a look at what was going on, and I sort of came up with the idea that maybe we could get some sleepers. There was a big pile of old railway sleepers right next to the track. What we were going to do is pile up as many of those sleepers as we could underneath her back hooves, and then hopefully she could step up onto those and hopefully then step out of the trouble she was in. It went okay. Well, it was okay. I think what we've managed to do mostly with that was she stood up on the sleepers, and it just took the pressure off of where she'd been laying for, it could have been 12, 15, 16 hours since we were through there. So where she'd been laying on that sleeper, I guess she'd lost the feeling in her legs. She didn't even know we were, grabbing them or shaking them, and it was, she was in a bit of trouble. So we built the sleepers up under her. She managed to stand up on her legs, get a bit of circulation back, get some energy back, but we just couldn't get her to step out of the hole she was in. So we tried other things. Will went and got a blanket. I sat and had a chat with her first, and let her know what was going on. And then Will got the blanket, and we stuffed the blanket underneath her belly, and we were trying to lift. I couldn't hold the blanket. Hated the blanket. Hated it. Like cliche bull stuff, like you're waving the red flag in front of her. She hated the blanket so much, but every time it was in front of her, she'd try and hit it. So we thought maybe we'll just wave the blanket in front of her. She might get annoyed enough to jump out of the hole and try and get the blanket and run away. Kind of worked. She did. She moved around. She got the legs, the back knees were up on the sleeper, but just couldn't quite get her out of the hole there. So Will just ended up just manhandling her out of there. Grabbed her tail, pulled as hard as he could on her tail. She didn't care. I think there might have been some tail damage, but that's neither here nor there when she was going to die in a bridge. So he grabbed the tail, reefed on the tail as hard as she could, and she popped right out, slid onto the track, and stood there.
Come on. I think I've broken your tail. Hey.
And that's when my camera stopped. Overheated, had it in the sun. But thankfully, we had the camera on the front of the train. On the front windscreen, we've got a little cam. So we'll flick across to that footage now. And you can see she got out of the bridge, Will's pulled her out of the hole, and she wasn't thankful at all. She didn't give a stuff. All she wanted to do was kill us. And it was so funny. She stood up, she's looked at us, she looked at Will, and charged at him. Straight down the side of the bank, and he took off faster than I've ever seen that big fella move in my life. He's gone, he's run off into the grass, hid behind a tree. She fell over as she fell down the side of the bank. I just started laughing. My God, I was laughing so hard. Anyway, threw my arms in the air triumphantly. And that was that. in 13 years of driving a train up and down this line, I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like it. So anyway, we thought we'd make a quick film about it and share it out there. And I'll make another video soon. I think I'll pop another one up next week, because next week is my last ever week on board the train, and then I'm done, off to newer things. So anyway, talk to you then.